Well, hi, it's Grandpa Ricky again, and I don't know whether to start telling stories from the past or the future. I've been making these videos kind of trying to let you know how I am right now and what's important to me and the things that I do. What I want to talk about right now is one of my favorite things, and that's epigenetics. And it started to grow, and scientists did an experiment with what are called lab rats, and they trained these rats to be really happy and excited whenever they saw a cherry or smelled a cherry or tasted a cherry. And the rats would come to expect treats and they'd get all excited. And one day the experimenters would show a rat a cherry stimulus, it's called, and then they would give them electric shock. And they did that to all kinds of rats. And some rats they gave lots of shock to, and other rats they gave hardly any to. And then some of the rats died. They had so much shock. And then they let them recover from that. And then they took these rats and they bred them together so that they would have one rat that was shocked a lot with a rat that was shocked a lot, or a rat who was shocked a lot with a mating with a rat that was hardly shocked at all. And so they now had all these children. And so when those children grew up, they then did the same thing. They bred them according to how much shock they had. So they had all these different combinations of amount of shock, trauma. And then they took all those babies and they let them grow up. And then they showed each rat something, a cherry picture, a cherry smell, a cherry taste, and they watched what happened to the baby rat. And what happened was the baby rat freaked out, just like their grandparents had. That the memory of the trauma had affected their genes, and therefore affected their whole lives. And the scientists looked started looking at the genes, and they could start to tell which genes had been changed or damaged by the trauma. And I read recently that they're now thinking that kind of thing goes back for 7 generations, or even 14 generations, or even longer. And 7 generations is only 200 years ago. So I encourage you to look at movies that are trying to show what life was like 200 years ago. So I saw a series on Netflix called The Outlanders, which was about Scottish people, and all my ancestors are Scottish. And bingo, I thought, my God, the trauma that everybody was experiencing was like huge. And that started to help me understand why parts of me are really nuts and violent and grumpy and ugly and all these things. So I hope this helped you. Sure helped me, made my life easier. And the more I think about it, the more I study about it, the easier my life gets. And please make your videos. Start to study who you are and love who you are. You're doing the best you can every day. Maybe not it's your best that you're capable of, but that's your best shot with what you've got that day. So thanks a lot. Hope this helps.